Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros. This is Leading Off, brought to you by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. It's me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. With me today is Scott Bogman. And of course, it's you, all the peanuts, all the Cracker Jacks, all of our listeners, all of our watchers over on the YouTube channel, Fantasy Pros MLB. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, because we not only do we have all the podcasts on there, leading off every single day, but of course, we've also got all of the videos. We got the fun videos there. Bogman's going to be shaving his beard again, I'm sure, in the next couple of weeks. We'll put that on video. We'll put the waiver wire, the buys, the sells, all that stuff. And last night, Bogman, we had a debut of a young Pittsburgh Pirate we're going to talk about, that's for sure. And also a lot of injury news. People going to the IL, people starting to come off the IL. This is like the biggest injury week. I've never had injury notes this long in a sheet before.
Yeah, lots of injuries. We're just getting to that point where guys start to break down, which is unfortunate and annoying, but it's at least it makes this part of the season, I guess, interesting with ads and drops and stuff like that. And the Pirates are a completely different team. I think they said 12 players have made their major league debut for the squad already this year, which is just crazy. And I mean, you can just take the minors guys and replace the entire team by the end of the year. So, they've waited until 2022 to call up all these players. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, if only they would play a 100-game regular season, like I've been saying for years, is plenty of regular season baseball, and then a giant tournament to get to the World Series. My goodness, that would be fun.
How dare you change stuff, Joe?
How dare I make baseball better by having more eyes on it and having more meaningful games and less non-meaningful games that drag on and on and on. How dare I try to create more rivalries and win division stuff? I know I've got some nerve, but look, I'm very happy to see Louie out here. We got Josh here joining us live. I've missed you too. Finally getting to catch the show live. We got JP over here. Finally, he's not bored at work anymore. JP, don't get fired for watching us, please. And that's the whole thing, man. Let's go. Let's hang out. Let's talk some baseball. And let's start here, of course, with Oniel Cruz stealing the show, baby. 4 ribbies, his season debut. Looked good. For a lot of people, it's the first time they're getting to really watch him, I'm sure. And, I kind of have always felt the same way Welsh did, which is like, good player, nice player. The size is something, whenever you see a player of that height, it's something to adjust to. Typically, if you're
a big guy
like
a creative player.
Well, he does.
How tall are you going to make your guy? I'm going to make him 6'7". Put him at short.
Look at the size of this dude. That? Yeah, he's gonna have cool dreadlocks, but he's gonna be 6'7" and like $175. Like that's. You remember Fat Guy, Skinny Guy hockey on original Nintendo?
My favorite hockey. Yeah,
so good.
It was always.
My daughter loves that game too.
I mean, I would always either do all fast guys or all fat guys. Like that was just the way to go. So
I think
all fat guys they can like never score on you. You just block the whole.
I think it's funny when you have 3 skinny guys and the 1 fat guy. I got no time for the medium-sized guys. I think every team should have that one bruiser, but can you stop all the little guys from running around? But that's definitely the Oniel Cruz mode. There's no way about that. I do believe, though, whenever you have a hype prospect, whenever you have a prospect that maybe you think might, still have a lot of development yet to go, and clearly the Pirates did too, let's not forget that in redraft leagues, if you have this prospect, this is your glorious window to get somebody to overpay for it. Now, I'm not saying you're running out there to make a trade just for the sake of making a trade. But if you could put a guy like this on the block that you've been waiting on and you're a good team and you could take something that's already been proven, to me, that's something I would investigate. What do you think about that?
I mean, the best time to trade a guy is like right before he gets to the majors, because you're still getting that hype and you're like, any day now, he's going to be up. And we've seen plenty of guys come up, fizzle, and go back down the minors. I mean, Mike Trout did that his first year, so plenty of great players have come up and done that. But, in redraft, it might be like right after they come up. When they come up and do something like Oniel Cruz does, if he can keep this momentum going for 4 or 5 days, absolute peak to move him for something better for the rest of the season, because all rookies have their ups and downs a rookie year. So I'm absolutely with you, Joe. Trade that guy if you can, because you can probably get way more than he's worth right now.
Well, that was just what I was wondering. Like, you don't think you can get Corey Seager for him, do you? I mean, is that insane?
I don't think it's crazy. I wouldn't do it. And I know most people out there probably aren't going to do it, but I don't think it's the most insane thing you've ever proposed here, Joe.
I mean, Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, any of those guys I would take if you could flip them for Oniel Cruz. Jorge Polanco's had a down start to the year. He's on the IL. That would be a great target, in my opinion. That's another dude. Those are the kind of dudes that I would look to make that kind of a move for. And look, I'm not knocking on Neil Cruz, but I'm saying he's a rookie. Rookies tend to have adjustment periods, even if they come up and they're glorious to begin with. It's very rare they just, like I said, Juan Soto is, the exception to the rule. He's not the rule by any stretch. And when you're talking about these guys who are 6'7" or 6'8", bigger guys, we're talking like Richie Sexson. We're talking like, Adam Dunn. We're talking about like the bigger corner slugging kind of dudes. They typically
D-backs legend Richie Sexson, Joe.
D-back
Do you remember
legend.
He played 11 games for the D-backs, hit his face on the scoreboard in like game 3, and then threw out his shoulder and never played for the D-backs again. We traded like Junior Spivey and all these players to the Brewers, and
I love Junior Spivey.
Like 15.
I was a Junior Spivey dork for sure. I love that guy. I always have him all the time. What a great name. Fun player to watch too. Garrett Cole was fun to watch. Took another almost no-hitter into the 8th inning, 12 strikeouts there. McClanahan was also good in that game, but no decision for him. But look, Garrett Cole, got him back on track after a tough April. Hopefully, if you're throwing out trade offers in April for him, maybe you were able to steal him away. But this was that whole thing with the stop and start to the beginning of the season with everything going on with the labor agreements. I think there's some pitchers that just kind of came out of the gate weird, and I think Cole might've been one of those guys. Benintendi, after been quiet for a while, he homered, stole a base against the Angels. Darvish, 7 strong innings. We told you yesterday, Darvish was an easy lock and load. Just go do it. That's what you wanted. Andrew Vaughn homered, picked up 4 hits in the win over Toronto. Corbin Burns blank the Cardinals there. So Michaelis was on the wrong end of that game, unfortunately. So I'll take the L on that one. And the Mets got their 11th shutout. This one was behind Peterson, and this is the most in Major League Baseball in terms of shutting out other teams. I want to talk to you about this White Sox game real quick, because I saw after Kevin Biggio hit a home run that made it closer. Kevin Biggio came back in the dugout. In Toronto, they want to put the jacket on everybody. Yeah, on the jacket, whatever, it's fun. But it feels kind of embarrassing when you lose or when you're losing. I just felt it was awkward. How do you feel about the dugout celebrations that go on nowadays?
There's no better. There was one where I think Georgia was beating UAB like 40-0, and a UAB kid got a pick, and they have a big, because of the Dragons, they have a big dragon skull on a necklace, and he's wearing it, looking in the camera, and the scoreboard says 0-40. Georgia's just smoking them. Those things, they're cool, and I like them because it's a lot of, you get a lot of togetherness, a lot of teammate stuff.
Sure.
But when you're getting smoked, it's just embarrassing. Maybe you save the turnover chain and the jacket and the wheelbarrow and all that stuff for only if you're up.
I think, but it's funny because then if you're up by too much, then you're rubbing it in, and then nobody.
Whatever, who cares? You know what? You don't like it? Stop it. I don't care about any of that crap.
I'm with you, dude. If you don't like it,
if you're down 14-0, play better. Yeah,
I think if you're down though,
40-0, play better. Yeah.
The only time you put the jacket on or you push somebody in the shopping cart is if you've tied the game on a home run.
Tied the game is fine.
Tied the game.
Yeah.
When you're still behind, I mean, I'm sure Kevin Biggio could use a nice jacket, but still at the same time. All right, here we go. Get ready. Buckle in. It's the injury notes. This is going to be epic today. So apparently they're saying there's optimism that Manny Machado might avoid the IL. To me, I think this is nuts. You've got the pitching to put him on the IL and just get 100% healthy, because I'm telling you, as somebody who's had high ankle sprains more than once in their lifetime, I'm telling you, there's a weakness in that ankle.
Did you see the quote yesterday? It was Manny Machado walked through the locker room with no limp at all. When a reporter tried to ask him something, he said, "I don't have time to answer questions. I'm too busy healing." So, and
that's why he's so beloved by the media and teammates alike. I mean, we sat here last week and we talked about him being 29 years old and the pantheon that he's in right now with the amount of hits and home runs he's got. And every single one of those players is a Hall of Famer. It's like Mantle, Aaron, Pujols, Cabrera. And yet nobody talks about Manny because Manny's just,
unlikable. Absolutely unlikable. I don't like him. Yeah. I mean, I like him on my fantasy team, but I do not like watching him. So
Anthony DeSclafani returned on Tuesday. That's good. Kiermaier is going on to the IL with a hip, though. Manny Margot going to the IL with a knee sprain. Also,
they said that's
Tampa.
Significant. They said that's significant.
I'm sure it is. Sprain, also significant for the Rays. I got 3 Rays notes alone. Wander Franco is going out this week for AAA rehab, so that's good. So Wander Franco coming back soon, so they desperately need him back. Speaking of shortstops, Tim Anderson activated off the IL. That's good news. Tyler O'Neill goes to the 10-day IL with a hamstring strain. Aaron Ashby, told you this was coming. They were like, oh, maybe we're going to avoid it. No, we're not. We're never going to avoid it. Anytime you have forearm inflammation, it's a very, very bad thing.
Yep.
So he's going to 15-day IL. Don't wait. Don't say like, oh, he's going to be back in 15 days. Make moves for the rest of the season without him. If you get him back, great. If you could trade him off and somebody thinks 15 days is what's going to happen, great, go for it. Also, Chris Sale is going to make his next start. So that's coming around too. In terms of these injury notes, Bog, where do you want to start? Like what kind of catches your eye?
I mean, let's start with the positive. I'm happy that Chris Sale is coming back soon because all those early drafts, which I hate doing early drafts, but all those early drafts, I was taking Chris Sale. So I'm just going to be happy to get him back. Look, with the Rays, someone was asking in the chat before about Brujan staying up. Brujan's definitely staying up at this point with all these injuries that the Rays have. Hopefully he starts to hit his own weight, which is what, 115, 125. Like, dude is skinny.
It's 5 pounds lighter than Oniel Cruz.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So and he's what, 5'8", so like almost a foot shorter than Oniel Cruz. So yeah, I mean, let's get something there. I mean, I'm happy that Tim Anderson's coming back. Sucks about Tyler O'Neill. The Aaron Ashby stuff really, really sucks. And I just think back to a poll that the Welsh, and I'm sure he's mentioned it here, but a poll that he put out a couple weeks ago with Spencer Strider and Aaron Ashby, and everyone was giving him, how can you ask this question? Ashby's been is like his 2 or 3 good starts in a row. And now where are we? Everyone would take Strider now. So
you always want to take the healthy guy, sure.
Well, sure, but I think even before this forearm strain, the last couple starts for Strider versus the last couple starts for Ashby, you'd go with Strider too. So,
no, I would agree.
That's just what I think of. So luckily, not too much here for my teams outside of the positives. So don't have I have like 1 or 2 Machado shares. I have a couple Marcos, but other than that, I've got guys coming back. I've got Tim Anderson. I've got Chris Sale. I've got Kiermaier.
What's annoying if you have Machado is if he doesn't go on the IL, now you have this dead spot there, so you can't put him on the IL. And
they're gonna.
I mean, just do it already. Like, they're gonna do it, and then they're gonna retroact it, and that's just, as a fantasy manager, that's just super annoying. I mean, they should have done that yesterday. I understand on a Sunday, it's always gonna be a little weird. They should have done it yesterday. Here's a fun question from Wonky. Fears about Brujan falling into the can't steal first Billy Hamilton career arc.
It's legit, it's a legit concern. So hopefully he can get it. He can right the ship, and the Rays are just letting him work through these issues here. So, I think he's got a better shot than Billy Hamilton, but if you can't get on first, you can't steal second. That's the old trope. So
this is true. This is true. Absolutely. I was just looking at some of the K leaders too over the last 30 days. It's the usual suspects, right? You got Alcantara, you got Shane McClanahan, Corbin Burns, Bieber. Right after that, maybe not the usual suspects. Severino, Tyler Mahle, who I keep telling everybody, like,
starting to put it together. Tyler Mahle,
putting it together again. It's not the first time he's put it together, but he is gonna get dealt. Somebody's gonna come after this guy. Nick Pivetta, no surprise there. And then Chris Bassett, and it's funny, Chris Bassett and Charlie Morton are right up there too, with 41 and 38, but both of them have ERAs over 5 over the same 30-day span, which is kind of fascinating, which to me means go buy them. Like, because the strikeouts are still there, and that's fantastic. Bassett has 41 Ks in 34 innings. Morton has 38 and 27 innings over the last 30 days, but both have ERAs over 5 still over that span. I wonder if those are other 2 guys that, if you had to pick, would you rather have Bassett or Morton rest of the season?
That's a good one. I think I'd rather have Bassett. I think both teams are solid. Just Charlie Morton's injury history has always scared me. So I'll go with Bassett there.
Yeah. I look at the runs scored. This is a fun one too. Rafael Devers, Tommy Edman, Goldschmidt, Judge. Those are the guys you would think. Then there's Kyle Schwarber up there at 25. He's third.
All he needed was Girardi to get fired. He just needed Girardi to get fired, and now he's on fire. So
still hitting 230 over that period. Your boy,
that's
Brandon
on fire
Drury.
For Kyle Schwarber. So
another guy too, quietly been very good besides Cronenworth on the Padres. Just kind of mentioned him in passing is Profar. Profar hitting 277 over the last 30 days, 22 runs scored. Dansby Swanson's been good too. Marcus Simeon's really picked things up. 282, 20 runs scored over his last month too. So, there's a lot of patience to practice, but that's kind of a quick glance at the last 30 days, which is always fun. Let's talk about this. This meme's been going around the internets. Where the 2021 World Series Game 6 viewership was at 14 million and the 2022 NBA Finals Game 6 viewership was at 13.9. And the narrative of baseball being dead, baseball is dead. So everybody who likes that to, throw that in people's faces, it's not dead. There you go. So are both of them dead? I guess that's the question. Or is their demise both greatly exaggerated, Bob?
I mean, Joe, as a guy that has gone to spring training, every year but this year for the last 25 years, baseball is never dead. When you go and you see the people showing up at spring training and you just see the droves of people, it costs $200 to get into a Cubs game and sit in the grass,
right. To
the
watch
Giants
Schwindel play 3 innings before his son comes from Iowa.
Dude, 100%. Yeah, the Giants won the World Series 3 of 6 years, and you have to sell a kidney to get into that stadium to watch, Darren Ruff play 9 innings. You know what I mean? Like baseball is not dead. It's not even close to dead. It's losing. It's just losing a little bit of viewership on TV, but every live sport is losing a little bit. So,
well, I think that's the whole point. It's like if you're going to point to this, what you point to is that there's just so many more options and the on-demand lifestyle of everybody that can do whatever. You don't have as much communal. We have these X number of channels or this number of sports channels. There's just 12 ESPNs and 13 Fox Sportses, and there's just you're trying to
plus all the streaming stuff you can get. So
right. So I mean, the hardcore audience is the hardcore audience, and I think it's a good reminder to people that baseball is not dead. And if you ask me, would I rather watch the World Series or the finals of NBA? I'd rather watch the World Series. It's not even close. I'm curious for you because you do like the NBA.
Yeah.
If you had, again, none of our teams are in it. We're just talking about two randos. NBA Finals or World Series?
I mean, I like baseball better than basketball slightly. Okay. So I would say it's still the World Series for me. They're both fun though. Like 13.9 versus 14, they're both doing all right, So I do like the whole idea of baseball being dead and this being able, you being able to throw up this meme because it's true. So I think it's still baseball for me. Baseball just has a richer tradition in my eyes, but it's tough to say. I like watching the finals of anything. I'm not a big hockey fan. The hockey finals are awesome to
playoff
watch.
Hockey's amazing. I've been watching
it's awesome.
all the playoff hockey. I can't get up.
Yeah, exactly. I'll watch the cricket finals. I don't even know the sport at all, but it's fun to see all the pressure on the line.
I've tried. I can't. I don't get it. I don't understand. I can't get it. Jock Peterson got it. He got his World Series ring yesterday. Congratulations to him. That's very exciting.
He's wearing his pearls.
He wore his pearls. I was curious, what is the last, I was trying to find it here on FantasyPros. I was trying to look at the splits and stuff, but I was trying to see, what's Peterson done in the last, because he was just red hot there for a while. What's the last 30 days you think of?
Post-slap. The post-slap has been pretty solid.
Since Tommy Fan hit him in the face, what do you think? Just take a guess. How do you think things have gone for him?
He hit some bombs there. I don't know. I feel like I haven't heard from him in a week or two though. So is it not as good as we think? I'm not even sure.
Still pretty good. I mean, he's got 1 home run over the last 2 weeks. So he might have slapped the power out of him, but that's about it.
The power and the taste right out your mouth, Jock.
The power and the taste.
Got it slapped. Yeah, by the way, where are all these screenshots and DMs and everything that Tommy Pham says he had? Where are those?
I don't have them. I got receipts.
Jock pulled up his stuff the next day and showed it all the next day. Tommy Pham got nothing.
JP just nailed it by the way. Curling is amazing. I'll watch curling all day long too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Curling gives Bogman and I hope that we can be Olympic athletes someday.
That's right.
We look at those guys and we're like, why not us? I mean, curling's just spectacular. There's actually a curling club in central New Jersey. Someday my kids are older. I think that might be my future.
There's not one in Montgomery, Texas, just so you know.
No, it's not a lot of ice. Not that I know either. But I want to learn to speak German or some other language so I could scream at somebody when they're sweeping. That's the other. It doesn't sound right when you're just yelling hard, or whatever they yell in English. No. I want to yell it in some exotic language because I feel like it's like whatever they're screaming. That's the one. That's the language you want to yell at in curling, and I think that makes
German
a big
does sound harsh when it's screamed. So
yes, exactly. First to 50 wins, the New York Yankees. I know everybody's really super excited about that. Congratulations to the Yankees on first to 50. Are the Yankees, in your opinion, right now, the favorite to win it all?
yeah, I mean, how can they not be? They're 50-17. It's like the best start since 2002 or something. It's unbelievable, the streak that they've been on. And they're this team is just solid. It's built well all the way around. All the pitching is coming through right now. So the injury bug hasn't hit them yet. So I don't think they're going to get through a season without it. But yeah, I mean, they are clearly the favorite to win right now.
Mike Trout is on pace for 40 home runs this season. Career highs 45, which he set in 2019. There's your fun fact of the day. Here's a question.
Zero stolen bases. Zero.
Yeah, well, but I mean, look, you had to know that was coming.
Oh,
like, you had
for
to know
sure.
That part of
I mean,
I
expect like 10 maybe for the season. Not a donut. Like, I expect him to steal at least 10 at some point this year. Maybe he's going to get him in bunches or something, but zero is just, it's hard to see. That's all. Doesn't matter. He's Mike Trout. You get 49 homers, you'll take it.
Can he get 50? Over under on the 50. Oh, you take the over or the under? I would take the under.
You know what? On any player, I feel like I take the under because you pull a hamstring, you miss a couple weeks, and you're just not getting it. So I think the under is just so easy to bet there. Is it within the realm of possibility? Absolutely. You know what? I'll bet on it. I would bet on him to hit 50 this year.
All right, let's go. There you go. Trout to 50. You heard it here. Everybody hold Boggs accountable. And Mayor loves when I talk about the Yankees. I don't know. I mean, he's a Red Sox fan, so he can't get enough of it every time I mention the Yankees. But, bro, they're up to 50 wins.
Bruh.
I mean, let's talk about it.
50 wins, bruh.
Come at me, bruh.
50
Today
wins,
in baseball history, 1986, Bo Jackson, college football's Heisman Trophy winner, 1985, and the first pick by the Tampa Bay Bucks, even though he told them, don't draft me, is in the NFL. But instead, he signs with the Kansas City Royals on this day. So a little bit of Bo Jackson history there. Also in 1989, the Yankees traded Ricky Henderson back to the A's for, get this package, boys and girls, Eric Plunk, Greg Carteret, and Luis Polonia.
What year was that, Joe?
Polonia, 1989, getting rid of Ricky Henderson, who wanted out of New York and wanted to go back to Oakland. And the fun part, I remember, I think it was the 88 Don Russ card of Luis Polonia had the giant Jerry curl. It was so good, man. That was a stunning Jerry curl he had rocking there. But Luis Polonia, he's one of the like speedy guys, like, oh, this guy can be a top of the leadoff, kind of guy, top of the order dude.
I don't remember
Ricky Henderson
for
Eric Plunk and Luis Polonia.
I mean, he sounds like three creative players. So it's not from me.
Well, Eric Plunk, you want to Google Eric Plunk. He looks like your high school chemistry teacher. Swear to God. Look right now. I want the live reaction. Google Eric Plunk with a K. Eric Plunk absolutely was your guidance counselor, ninth grade chemistry teacher, something in that range there. He had the glasses and the whole thing. He pitched for a fair amount of years too. I want to say with Cleveland also, if memory serves.
He just looks like a big dork. He looks like a big dork. That I don't see glasses in any of these pictures, but he just looks like a big goofball. Yeah,
there was definitely some Eric Plunk glasses years. All right, here's your trivia question for the day, boys and girls. Who was the first player in Major League history to have his number retired? First player in Major League history to have their number retired. Fun facts galore. If you've got the answer, make sure you're subscribing to our Fantasy Pros MLB channel, and you can go ahead and drop the answer in here. So let's see how smart you are here, and try not to use the Google machine. And yeah, he was good for Cleveland in the mid-90s. Eric Plunk, he was in that. I feel like Eric Plunk and Tim Cruz and that whole group in here.
Yeah, all right, he looks like he's part of the cast of Stranger Things here.
Definitely is. Oh, totally Stranger Things, Eric Plunk. Greg Carteret had a mustache too, a pretty good mustache that people would probably envy nowadays. Corbin Burns, 7 innings. He was a stat hero, 10 Ks. He was fantastic. Garrett Cole, 12 Ks over 7-1 earned. Max Fried, that was the other lock yesterday. Max Fried. We wanted Fried. We wanted Darvish. We wanted to pay down a little bit. It still worked. But Clanahan was still great. 1 earned over 6 innings, 8 Ks. Logan Webb was strong, though, 7 innings. 1 earned, and Yu Darvish, of course, only 5 Ks, but still 7 strong innings. That's what you want. Andrew Vaughn, 4 for 4. Andrew Benintendi, 2 for 4 with a home run. Vaughn had a home run. Andrew Duran, no, I'm just kidding. Everyone named Andrew. Jaron Duran, 2 for 3, 2 steals for him. Kevin Biggio got a jacket and a home run and a loss. Hunter Dozier, who I just acquired from our friend Dan Strafford in my home league, actually, just this weekend. He went out and had a nice day. Yeah. What do you call him? If Loki was an accountant, was he?
Yeah, that's exactly what he looks like. If Loki was an accountant, is Dan Strafford. Exactly right.
Luis Robert, 2 for 4 with a dinger. Dan Vogelback, 2 for 4. I love that Dan Vogelback's body type is on the same team as Anyo Cruz.
Oh, Lordy,
that's the baseball card I want. Remember when they used to do stuff like that? Or like, hey, look at these guys. They're different. It was like so 1989 baseball
Who is
card.
it that Allen and Ginter does all the specialized cards? They should do like a lunch order for Daniel Vogelbach and then a lunch order for Anyo Cruz. Like,
it's probably the same calories.
Probably is.
And yes, Eric Plunk, Jesse's 100% right. Eric Plunk does have a Tim Curry quality. He absolutely does.
Yeah.
Definitely 100% Tim Curry.
He looks
Clue's
like
one of the best movies ever.
Diabetic Tim Curry is what he looks like.
Wonky Penguin got the trivia question correct. It was Lou Gehrig, first guy to ever have their number retired. Well done, Wonky. All right, here's their stat zeros. Only one. It's Jose Barrios again. So he was good. Everything seemed like he was going in the right direction. How much do you want to shoot yourself in the face if you have Jose Barrios after this 6 earned runs, 4 innings? 1K, 1. Boggs, I just feel bad for the people who have him rostered at this point.
I just can't imagine. Like, first of all, when he started his breakout was the first day I decided to bench him. Like, that was the first time when he started to come back and pitch well. Now that I got him in the middle of the lineup, of course he does this. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with him. I feel like when it goes from so good to so bad, you almost have to be tipping. But how has his team not been able to figure that out by now? If that's the issue, it can't be that. So I don't know what it is. He's just grooving him or something. So it's hard to figure out Jose Barrios right now because it seemed like the issue was over and then he gets smashed again. So I don't know what it is.
All right, the other zeros were Nolan Gorman 0 for 3, 3 Ks, Vidal Brujan 0 for 3, 3 Ks, Bobby Witt 0 for 5 with a K, Rosarena 0 for 4 with 2, Christian Yelich 0 for 4 with 2, Luke Voigt 0 for 4 with 2, Giancarlo Stanton 0 for 4 with 2, and Matt Chapman 0 for 4 with 2. Only 3 home run calls last night. It was not a great night for the home runs. If you look at the board, still Larry C up at the top there with 24, along with High Cubbies. We got DeBlum. We've got Title Chaser up there, all 24. The Night King in the North at 21. I'm at 20. Mike Mayer, who knows? Oh, there he is, 20. And Go Cards. And who else do we have on this board? All I Do Is Win. And I think it's L Scale. I hope I'm saying it right. I hope it's L Scale and not I Scale. I don't know. I'm old. My eyes don't work as well as they should. But not a lot of movement last night. It was a boring night in terms of home runs. So JP got Luis Robert. Drew B and Walking Life both had Taylor Ward.
Nobody had Kevin Biggio.
Nobody had Kevin Biggio. No Kevin Biggios. But we do have, luckily today, we've got Betting Pros and we've got BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Bet $10, win $200 when you go to betmgm.com and see the king. I'm the king, Jerry. Leading off, that's the promo code. Bet $200. It doesn't bet 200. Bet 10, win 200. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. You're going to get money just for participating when you use the promo code leading off. So download the BetMGM app or go to betmgm.com. Bet responsibly, but bet with the promo code leading off. And Bog, today, when I'm looking at what we have here on the docket, Kevin Gausman, 4.5 is the K prop. What? Against the White Sox? Give me the over there. It's minus 155. The juice is a lot. I don't care. It's worth the squeeze. Zach Gallen is at 4.5 as well. Those over on DraftKings. He is at minus 125 on that, on like the over there. Trey Turner total bases is at minus 125 at 1.5. Xander Bogaerts at 1.5 total bases on DK2 is at even. So that's what we got there. Tonight, again, looking at the DFS slate, you got Nestor Cortez going to be very chalky, as he should be. That Tampa lineup is definitely hurting right now. Spencer Strider at 8.6 is a nice secondary arm to go with Cortez.
Take the over on his Ks too. I mean, whatever it is for Strider, just take the over.
Just take the over. I mean, that's what it's been right now. Joe Ryan at 8.8 might be a sneaky play tonight as well, like that matchup. So you could also pick and choose with those two guys, or you can get Sean Manaea at 9K. The problem is, again, without Machado in that lineup, that's where things get a little dicey there. It was good for Darvish last night, but still. And then, of course, you have Kevin Gausman going against Dylan Cease. So that's got more outcomes in it potentially, which makes me kind of shy away from it. So I would go with Cortez and Strider. That's my perfect pairing if I'm going to go at it tonight on DK. If I'm going to go at it on FanDuel, you can go with cash game Nestor Cortez at 10.5, Spencer Strider 8.7 in the tournaments. It's tempting to go and look at Dylan Cease. It's tempting to go and look at Sean Manaea, but I'd rather go with Strider, who's 8.7, as opposed to Cease, who's 9.6, and that allows you to get whatever you want in your lineup. Strider at 8.7 allows you to get whatever you want, basically. So go do it, and go do it with Houston, St. Louis, and the Red Sox. Lineup builders tonight: Nomar Mazara is at 2K, Hunter Dozier 3K over on DK, Dylan Carlson 2.4, Nomar Mazara is 2.3 over on FanDuel. Andrew Vaughn, one of the big BVP guys, Boggs is going to talk about in a second, is just 2.9. And Alec Boehm is just 2.6. So speaking of BVP, take me through the BVP, Boggs.
Alec Boehm, 5 for 10 with a bomb versus Martin Perez. Nick Castellanos also hitting 506 for 12 with a bomb and 2 doubles versus Perez. Didi, 5 for 14 with 3 bombs versus Martin Perez. So doesn't look like a great day for Perez here. Andrew Vaughn, who you mentioned before, 3 for 3, a homer and a double versus Gossman. So that is interesting. And then Mike Trout, 13 for 35, a 371 average, 3 homers, 3 doubles versus Marco Gonzalez. Yes, I saw that. I saw what Dr. Glenn said. And look, the crown is the only thing that can make a 40-year-old man look like a small child. Like, as soon as you put it on, because it looks like it's just a little too big for your head.
It's my birthday.
Where do you want to go for lunch, bud? Anywhere you want. It's your birthday.
Who wants cake? I'm good. After that BVP number, I'm going to fall into the trap on the Trout one. I had Trout last night. Didn't work. I had Goldschmidt. I'm taking him out officially. I'm going to put in Trout after the BVP talk, because I forgot it was Marco Gonzalez tonight, and Marco Gonzalez fly ball rate is off the chart. So let's go with Trout. It's the guy of the show today. Bogman likes more 50 home runs. Let's hope he gets 5 tonight. Where are you going for your home run tonight?
Oh, well, I also wrote Mike Trout on mine.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
Okay.
You thief. So
what a thief. It's called togetherness. Dan and I would hold hands and pick the same guy many times. It's called being right. Let's just go be right.
Mike Trout has 0 stolen bases, but Joe has 1 stolen pick. So
That's
there,
true.
Mike Trout.
That's true. That's also one of the categories in those 11 by 11 leagues that people like to play. You know what you do when you play? I'm in a 14 by 14 league. It's called a points league. You just change it and you just give everything point totals. You stop doing stupid categories. 5 is fine. 6 is acceptable. Once you get past 6, it's a points league. Stop trying to fool yourself. Stop.
Yeah.
It's like those people who put the Propecia in their hair and then the weird things in their head. They think they're like the keeps, like that's going to keep your hair. No, it's not. You're just fooling yourself. You're just delaying the inevitable. Oh, you got plenty up there. Who you kidding?
Already grown back for me. Yeah, no issue.
Oh yeah, please. Bogman's like a werewolf by the time. Come on. And you know what? Mr. Buzz is right. Dan hated picking my guy, but he would do it sometimes, wouldn't he? He would still do it for the love of the bit. He'd still do it. So obviously, pay attention to a lot of these injuries. A lot going on here in terms of roster movement. And the thing is, that opens up a lot in the DFS world too. So there's going to be guys in lineups tonight who aren't always. Take a look at their splits, take a look at their home road splits and the lefty righty splits, and see if you can find some other lineup builders, especially if you want to go up to Cortez tonight. That is a good rule of thumb. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For Scott Bogman, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Mayor loves the Yankees, by the way. Loves the Yankees.